What's going on, y'all? Andres here, also known as Madchia, also known as Bovine, coming back at you guys again with another West Coast video. Like I said, I've really been on my West Coast feelings lately, and I just really been enjoying it, to be honest. This sound is like something that I really want to hone in on my skills, and I'm happy to bring y'all along with my process and show you how I'm making these beats. Maybe y'all can give me some pointers on how y'all make beats, or maybe I can show y'all some techniques that I do to get these sounds. So with all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. Here's a quick preview of the beat, and after that we'll get into it. Alright guys, so like most of my beats, I always start with the keys. I don't know, for me, like that's the foundation that I like starting. Sometimes I start with drums, but mainly I like starting with the chord progression. That kind of lets my head know where the bounce is gonna go. So right off the bat here, I have Keyscape, and I pulled up the R.A.G.E Classic Chorus. And I laid down the simple chord progression here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it now. Now we are in A minor, which would be all the white keys. Basic C major, A minor, all white keys. As you can see here, these are my root notes down here. It's honestly just two chords for the most part. The only difference is on this third one, there's a bit of an inversion. As you can see over here, the F chord is down here, and then this one is just an inversion up a scale, which means it's playing the same exact chord, just at different voicings, but it's just two chords here. And if you zoom in a bit, they're a little off scale because these are hand played. I personally love like chords hitting naturally more than being on directly on beat. I guess it all depends on the feel that you're going for. Me personally, when it comes to chords, I like them to have kind of the swing to it and the drums to be more on beat, at least for like this type of style. Now if I'm doing more like soulful boom bap or something, then the drums got more swing to it. But these type of beats, I like to just keep the melodies to have the swing. Let's go ahead and give this a listen now. And all I did to it was put a little bit of EQ curve here, took some of this mid out, took some of that low out. All right, guys. Next up, I pulled up Keyscape again, and once again, I have a R.A.G.E, but this is more the digital R.A.G.E. It's the JD800 Crystal R.A.G.E preset. I have this more like as a lick, like as a accent, whatever you want to call it. And all I have here is H delay as a group or like a bus, meaning that it's parallel with the signal. So basically like it's playing. So what that means is like if I'm hitting the chord, it's playing it through, but then it has an instance, hence a copy of it under with the effect that we're hearing. You hear the delay? Tense would have off. Y'all get that? And this one is just a couple notes close together, like you know. I kind of just went to where it sounded good to me. And it's just it's just free-handed strummed like that. As you can see, the velocities on there. Same thing with this second one up here. So let's go ahead and give them a listen now. Such a vibe. All right, so now we kind of have our foundation for the beat. Now we're gonna add like the melodies around it to go with it. So over here, I got our first lead that we use. This is from Xenology. I love using Xenology. I recently got onto it. Shout out the producer life and Prod by Infinite, man. Right here on Xenology, this is the 25th square edge. Go ahead and give this a listen. Right here off the bat, guys, as y'all can see, let me get this out the way. This is hand played as well. And you can tell just because like the velocities down here and just the strumming of the note pattern is all kind of over the place, but it fits. Like what I'm saying is I want the melodies to have that swing and then the drums to really keep the rhythm going. Lean. All right, so what I'm gonna start doing is every time I introduce a new sound, we're gonna just keep adding it so we can kind of hear how the beat is progressing. Go ahead and give it a listen now. All right, guys, once again, like I said, Xenology is the plug-in to beat, man. You can pay $2.99 a month for it on a subscription plan, or I believe you can pay out. I think it's like $150 or something like that. Dude, that shit is just smooth, you know what I'm saying? Now, for the second section, I kind of wanted a bit of variation with the leads. So I just copied the same main lead, lead 1, and in this I made lead 1.2 just so I know it's like the same pattern. And I just left these little licks here instead of having the whole melody taking up all that space. That way, like the rapper kind of has more room to rap on it. So we're just gonna do the transition from here to the next one. Then they both come back. And once again, Xenology, this is the post lead 1, number 48. And like you can tell on half of this, the little, I don't have it coming through, so there's like, it sounds like there's variation, there's more space coming through, and the rapper can have like, doesn't feel like he has to keep a certain flow, I feel like. And also like that lead after a while can get kind of annoying. So you kind of want to give the listener a break from these like high pitched, you know, sounds coming through in the beat. They sound great, you know, as they sound great like for choruses and stuff, but after a while it becomes kind of monotonous. But this is when we get to the next sound. This whole space here, there's nothing going on, but I still wanted a little bit of flavors, a little bit of accents going on. So I went on Atmosphere. I got up the dry glockenspiel, and I kind of just filled up this little space here, kind of leading into this second lead. Just so like this whole, as you can hear, like, you know, it's a long chord. So to kind of give a little flavor to help the second lead out, we add this glockenspiel, and it adds that extra oomph, in my opinion. So let's go ahead and play out these two chords. And since I got the top lead going on, I don't need the glockenspiel right there. smooth, man. So that kind of takes care of our top end of the beat, you know, our melodies and stuff. Next up, we can get into is the bass, just because the drums is kind of simple. You know, they kind of just West Coast sounding type drums. And then I'll get into a little bit of like flavor I added with some samples from Splice and guitar samples. So up here on the basses, once again, Xenology, man. I recently got it, so I just been going through it and looking for stuff. This is called the SLJP Bass 1, number 18. And the way I came up with this pattern, as you can see here, is these are the chords. These transparent ones basically just turns the notes on and off. I like to keep them there so I can kind of see so the bass line can kind of follow the rhythm of the chords, and I can have like a little bit of bounce between them. Like for example, these are notes in the chord progression right here, but that way I could kind of keep it, you know, sequenced, like they fit together. But yeah, I just clicked these in and kind of found a bounce that I was messing with, following the root notes of the chords. So if I bring this down, you can see it starts on the root notes of each chord. The root note of this one is this one, and yeah, vice versa. Go ahead and give this bass a listen. Now, just to add a bit of more bounce to it, I have this other bass line, kind of like an accent bass, as I call it. Shout out to Infinite. I got this from him. I used this on my last video. I didn't shout him out, but you know, this time I saw that he used this as an accent, and I was like, that is some fire. I was like, that is dope. So I tried it out and I've been fucking with it. So I've just been using it. Yeah, man. So all I did here was just kind of give it a little accent, following the down spiral of the notes. So let's give this a listen. I'm gonna highlight both so we can kind of see them. Let me change the color again. Fire. All that's left is these guitars that I added from Splice, and then we'll get to the drums. Drums are super simple. So right here on the guitars, it's 3 different guitar takes. I basically got 3 different samples from Splice, and I kind of put them all together to make them all fit. Right, it's kind of that like that strumming effect or whatever. This one is more of a chord, you know. And then this one down here is kind of a palm mute. It sounds like you know. And then I layered them all together, and then I grouped them. And I just did a little bit of EQ with them here, just a low cutoff and a little bit of compression. And then I just put a reverb just so they can all kind of fit in that space together. So they all kind of sound like they're the same sample. And when you put them together, that's how they sound. See what I'm saying? Like adding the reverb really does a lot, because if you take it out, it still sounds dope, but like I feel like that kind of helps them all glued together better, as well as a bit of compression to just kind of keep the peaks kind of leveled with the rest. Like this one, for example, you can tell this one is super loud here. All right. And also from Splice, I got this little vocal chop. It just fit perfect, you know. I go on Splice, typed A minor vocal, and I went through the list, found this one, came out dope. I time stretched it because this sample was in 143. I made it fit our BPM of 94, and it just comes in on certain parts to really add that like soulful West Coast flavor to it. And you see, it's not playing every 4 bars. I kind of give it a break. So it doesn't sound like it's just a loop repeating, even though it is. It kind of, like, to me, it kind of gives it that switch up in your ears to the brain. All right, guys. Last but not least is the drums. I'm gonna kind of break these down pretty quick, just because they're super simple. So kick. We'll start with the kick and the clap here. The clap is a simple 2/4, meaning it's hitting every second and fourth beat of each bar. There's 4 beats in per bar per minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the kick pattern, it's not following the bass line that much. It's just kind of doing its own little bump to it. Kind of, fit it where it fits type deal is what I went with it. Next up, we're just gonna go up the list from here. I got this crash here just to kind of give it that like transition effect from before the drums come in, and as well as this little twinkle here. So we'll kind of add them together so you can hear it. A little twinkle kind of gives your brain that like idea that something's gonna change. Right, next up is we got 2 hi-hats. Well, technically we kind of got 3, but this is a shaker. I just layered these 2 hi-hats together and to kind of make them their own hi-hat, if that makes sense. And they're just hitting every beat. While the shaker up here, this is a sample I got from Splice. If you look over here at how loud it is, it's actually kind of a really background type sound. And that's just kind of keeping the rhythm, keeping the like that head bop rhythm to it. Once we add everything in, you can hear how quiet it is. See what I'm saying? And last but not least, I had to add in a cowbell. This one I just played it on my keyboard. It's a little bit off tempo. I just like that little bit of swing to it. Everything else is pretty on beat. Like my kick and my clap is on beat. My hi-hats are a little bit off tempo, just kind of giving extra swing to it, This sample is pretty on beat, as you can see. It's kind of keeping the rhythm. And yeah, that's pretty much the beat. Before I give you guys a listen to it, I just want to say, if you found any knowledge in this, go ahead and hit subscribe, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, hit the dislike button. Yeah, join the Discord. I'm probably gonna drop this sample without the drums in the Discord for y'all to download, maybe flip it up, do what you want with it. Yeah, but besides that, man, thank y'all for watching. I got other videos here for y'all to watch if you want to see more West Coast, more soulful, more like samples, like 70s soul samples. I got that on my channel. I'm really trying to keep the grind going again with these videos. I know I was a hiatus for like about almost a year. Had a lot of personal stuff going on, but I'm really motivated this year to start in January to kind of just keep my head in a good headspace. So, hopefully with dedication and with y'all, letting me know that you guys are enjoying these, I'll keep the energy flowing. But yeah, anyways, thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all next time. Peace.